Now the new question, how can we obtain different gases from air? You know that air is called mixture. Many components are there in the air. Suppose you want to obtain oxygen or liquid oxygen in it from this mixture of air. Then first you have to do what? First convert this air into liquid air. Air should convert into liquid air. How is it possible? You have to increase the pressure on air, increase pressure and decrease temperature. If you increase the pressure, then air converts into liquid very easily. At the same time, if you decrease temperature, then this process will be fast. And so you can say that by increasing pressure and decreasing temperature, air can easily convert into liquid air. After that, this liquid air can pass through the fractional tower. Here, when it passes through fractional tower, then in this tower is big enough, just like a huge building, 14-story or 15-story building. So in this fractional tower, there is a different temperature layer, and at different temperature layer, the component of air like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and xenon and radon and krypton, etc., different components comes out. So boiling means it depends on what? It depends on boiling point, particularly in degrees Celsius, and depend on the percentage air by volume. As for example, boiling point of oxygen, particularly minus 183 Celsius. Boiling point of oxygen is minus 183 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, oxygen comes out, and after that cool down this, okay, and then you can use it as a liquid oxygen for hospital, for the patient who is suffering from any respiratory diseases, right? So in this way we can obtain the different component or different gases from air, which depends on what? Boiling point of different gases, boiling point of oxygen, boiling point of nitrogen, boiling point of argon. They are different. Their masses in the air are also different, and on the notion of this, it can be separated easily. And now the another important one is, how can we obtain the pure copper sulfate from an impure sample? How can we obtain pure copper sulfate Copper sulfate, the formula is CuSO4. Remember this one. All these are necessary. From impure, simple one. From impure sample of copper sulfate. The method is known as crystallization method. Copper sulfate, the color of the copper sulfate is blue color. That's why it is also known as the solution is blue vitriol solution. And to remove the impurity, the crystallization process is what? It is used for the separation of pure solid in the form of its crystal form. Means when you supply heat energy to this copper sulfate solution, by supplying heat energy, crystal of copper sulfate solution, copper sulfate comes out, and and that's why the method is known as crystallization method. So crystal, a small piece or small pigments of copper sulfate when come out by supplying heat energy simply, then the method is known as crystallization. And so with the help of this crystallization technique, we can obtain pure copper sulfate solution by evaporating it. Okay. What is the application or what are the uses for this technique? It is used for the purification of salt. It is used for purification of salt. It is used for purification of alum, phatakdi. Okay. It is used for purification of alum. Alum is used to purify water, and we need pure salt. And after that, iodine is added to it. So it is known as iodized salt, and iodine is necessary for your thyroid gland. Thyroid is necessary for metabolism, total metabolism, means digestion of carbohydrate, protein, lipid, etc. Otherwise, all these things are not digested. Okay, this is the another thing, but this is crystallization method. Is it okay? Now after this crystallization technique, the new topic is physical and chemical changes. You know that physical change of any material and chemical change of any material is what? Physical change means states changes. That is, solid converts into liquid, liquid converts into gas, gas directly may be converted into solid, or gas converts into liquid, liquid to solid. Okay, these are called physical change. Now what is called chemical change? Chemical change means what? If you supply heat energy, or if you supply pressure, or if you add something chemical into one compound or one chemical, then it reacts with another and form new compound. As for example, I said the chemical change. As for example, calcium carbonate, CaCO3, calcium carbonate that you have seen. Have you seen calcium carbonate? Calcium carbonate is what? No. It is whitewashing. When you whitewash the walls, then we apply calcium hydroxide. This is the solid form. When calcium hydroxide reacts with carbon dioxide, atmospheric carbon dioxide, then calcium carbonate is formed. Our bone contains this calcium carbonate, phosphorus. So when calcium carbonate is heated at 800 degrees Celsius temperature, then calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas is released. This is called chemical change. Originally it is calcium carbonate, but now after heated it converts into calcium oxide, that is called quicklime. As for example, when hydrogen reacts with oxygen, originally they are the element or gases, molecules of hydrogen and molecules of oxygen is there, but hydrogen and oxygen reacts with each other and form water. Here two hydrogen, two oxygen, only one oxygen, so we should multiply it by 2. So now 2 ones are 2 oxygen, but now hydrogen will be 2 twos are 4. So here you have to multiply it by 2, so it will be 2 twos are 4. This is called balancing the equation. You will learn in 10th standard. So what I say is, when hydrogen and oxygen, these molecules of hydrogen and molecules of oxygen reacts with each other, then original property changes and new property gain. As for example, hydrogen is an explosive material. The scientists prepare hydrogen bomb, which we call atom bomb, which can destroy many people, which can destroy many things. Oxygen is called combustion supporting substance. If there is oxygen, then and then combustion takes place. Both have different nature, and explosive and the nature which is harmful to human being. But when they reacts with each other, then they loses the original property, they loses the original characteristic and gain new version, that is called water, and without water life is not possible. Okay, here this is the atom bomb, means destructive, oxygen support for the destruction, but water is life. This is called what? Chemical change. So in this way, when compound or substance, when reacts with other compound or substance, or atom reacts with other atom, molecule reacts with other molecule, and if they lose the original property and gain new property, then it is called chemical change. If there is no change in properties, if there is no change in characteristic, then it is called physical change. Means look wise, only physical wise, when water converts into ice, we said that it is ice cube, we said that the liquid is water, but chemically they are H2O. Chemically they are same. Formula of water vapor, H2O. Formula of liquid water, H2O. Formula of ice, H2O. Means chemically there is no change, only physical change. Here chemical change is there. Is it okay? Now after that we are going towards our last topic of the lesson, that is element, compound. Okay, so